When luxury cars age, most owners trade them in, restore them, or cash in for a tidy profit. But in rare cases, these prized machines are simply left behind, abandoned in deserts, barns, jungles, and even underwater. Why would anyone walk away from a Lamborghini Aventador and leave it to rot under the scorching sun? Join us as we explore the 20 most incredible abandoned cars that actually exist. Number 20. Koigseg TVA. A Swiss parking garage harbors a Koigseg TVA, a hypercar so rare and technologically dazzling that its quiet exile feels like a scene torn from a surreal automotive dream. Only 3 Trevitas were ever built, and this particular one was engineered to be nothing short of a road-going diamond. Its body, knitted from Koigseg's proprietary diamond-infused carbon fiber, literally sparkles when touched by light. Underneath, it houses a monstrous 4.8-liter twin-turbo V8, stirring out over 1,000 horsepower and pushing the limits of speed at 254 miles per hour. With a price tag of $2.5 million, the Trevita is a hypercar and a rolling sculpture of engineering and ambition. So when Zurich parking attendants stumbled upon it in 2016, buried under dust and unpaid fees totaling just over 1,000 Swiss francs, that is about $1,100, disbelief followed. The owner, a financier known for collecting exotic cars like fleeting fascinations, had moved on to another supercar, abandoning the Trevita like a forgotten novelty. Despite the neglect, the car's enclosed environment protected it from the elements. In 2017, it was auctioned by Sotheby's for $2.3 million and passed into the hands of a new owner, one with an eye for restoration and reverence. Speaking of restoration, few cars have returned from abandonment as gracefully as the next one. Where the Trevita needed a second chance at the spotlight, this next legend simply waited for the world to catch up. Number 19. Bugatti Type 57S Atalante Coupe. Regarding abandoned automotive royalty, few discoveries rival the Bugatti Type 57S Atalante Coupe, an elegant supercar from the 1930s, hidden in plain sight for nearly 50 years inside a quiet British garage. This isn't just an old car tucked away by a collector. It's one of only 17 ever built, a handcrafted marvel designed by John Bugatti himself, and capable of speeds over 120 miles per hour at a time when most cars crawled past 60. Beneath its flowing curves lies a 3.3-liter straight-8 engine pushing 200 horsepower, built for both refinement and performance. It was first owned by British racing legend Francis Curzon, the 5th Earl Howe, before passing into the hands of orthopedic surgeon Harold Carr in 1955. Carr quietly stored it away in his garage in Newcastle upon Tyne during the early 1960s, where it sat untouched and unknown to the world for decades. Following Carr's death in 2007, his heirs opened the garage and discovered the Atalante in remarkable condition, showing just 26,284 miles on the odometer. The original pigskin upholstery and glossy black paint remained intact, evidence of its timeless craftsmanship. In 2009, the car was auctioned by Bonhams in Paris for €3.4 million, which is around $4.4 million, instantly reigniting global fascination with Bugatti's pre-war brilliance. While the Bugatti Atalante spent decades aging gracefully behind a locked garage door, not all forgotten legends are so lucky, or so visible. Some vanish under far stranger circumstances, leaving behind more questions than answers. The next car on this list didn't just disappear from public view, it was deliberately buried, as if someone wanted it never to be found again. Number 18. Ferrari Dino 246 GT. Not every abandoned car is left to rot in a garage or collect dust in a showroom. Some are buried, literally, like stolen treasure. Here, we dig up one of the strangest automotive discoveries ever made, a Ferrari Dino 246 GT exhumed from a Los Angeles backyard in 1978 by a group of kids playing in the dirt. This wasn't just any Ferrari, it was a sleek, Pininfarina-designed 1970s icon, named after Enzo Ferrari's late son, Alfredo Dino Ferrari. Under the hood sat a 2.0-liter V6 engine capable of pushing out 195 horsepower, with a modern-day value of $300,000. But its journey took a dark turn in 1974 when it was reported stolen from Wilshire Boulevard. As it turned out, the theft was no random act. The car's owner, a financially desperate plumber, had conspired with thieves to fake its disappearance for an insurance payout. But rather than destroy the car, the culprits buried it, preserving a piece of Italian artistry underground like a mobster's hidden fortune. After it was recovered, the Dino suffered further indignities in a warehouse before being rescued by collector Brad Howard. He fully restored the vehicle to its former glory, bringing the Scarlet Ferrari back to life on the streets of LA. The Dino's strange burial in a Los Angeles backyard was a bizarre case of stolen beauty hidden beneath the earth. But not all forgotten Ferraris were lost to crime. Some simply faded into obscurity, left behind by broken dreams and crumbling barns. Number 17. Ferrari 250 GT California Spider. When it comes to abandoned automotive royalty, few discoveries have stunned the collector world like the unearthing of a Ferrari 250 GT California Spider tucked away on a forgotten French farm. This is a rare car, and also one of the most coveted Ferraris ever made, a symbol of vintage elegance left to gather rust and dust for over 4 decades. Part of the legendary Bailon collection, this 1958 California Spider was one of only 50 short-wheelbase models ever produced. It sported a Pininfarina-designed body refined by Scaglietti, powered by a 3.0-liter V12 engine that delivered 240 horsepower, enough to thrill even by today's standards. Originally meant for high-society road trips along the Riviera, this Ferrari's fate took a different turn. French transport magnate Roger Baillon had dreams of opening an automobile museum, collecting over 60 classic cars. But financial turmoil in the 1970s forced him to abandon the project, and the vehicles, including this Spider, were left hidden under collapsing barns and scattered debris. In 2014, auction house Art Curial stumbled upon the long-lost collection on Baillon's Reims estate. When the California Spider crossed the auction block at Retromobile 2015, it sold for a jaw-dropping 16.3 million euros, setting a record for the model. The California Spider dazzled with European finesse and fetched millions under the auction lights, but not every automotive relic rises from obscurity wrapped in velvet and gold. Some emerge from alleys instead of estates, forgotten not by history, but by circumstance. And in San Diego, one such ghost from America's golden era of muscle was waiting to be rediscovered. Number 16. 1961 Chevrolet Impala SS Bubble Top. Not every forgotten car comes with a royal pedigree or million-dollar price tag. Some, like the 1961 Chevrolet Impala SS Bubble Top, earned their place on this list through raw Americana, mystery, and the heartbreak of abandonment. Found decaying in a San Diego alleyway, this muscle car relic once roared with street-dominating swagger, but was left to fade in silence. Introduced as Chevrolet's first-ever supersport, the Bubble Top was a bold statement in the early 60s. With its signature curved glass roof and sculpted silhouette, the car wasn't just fast, it looked like it could fly. Beneath the hood, a 409 cubic inch V8 engine pumped out 360 horsepower, making it a coveted machine for drag racers and muscle car enthusiasts alike. Today, a well-preserved model can command up to $80,000. But this one didn't get that kind of ending. Discovered in 2023 by a patrolling police officer, the Impala sat neglected, its Roman red paint faded, and a headlight shattered, untouched since the 80s. Despite a public notice issued for the owner, no one ever came forward. Whether lost to financial hardship or simply forgotten, the car was eventually auctioned in 2024 for $35,000, far below its potential. Now in the hands of a restorer, the Bubble Top has a second chance. Number 15. Jaguar E-Type Series 2. Few things are more jarring than watching a car once hailed as the most beautiful in the world rot away in a forgotten field. But that's exactly what earns the 1969 Jaguar E-Type Series 2 its place in this list of unbelievable automotive discoveries. Revered by none other than Enzo Ferrari, the E-Type wasn't just fast, it was sculptural perfection on wheels, now tragically weathered in the English countryside. Under its sleek hood lies a 4.2-liter inline-six engine delivering 265 horsepower, pushing the car past 150 miles per hour in its prime. Today, a well-kept E-Type Series 2 can fetch $100,000, but this one, abandoned in a Worcestershire field since 1978, was found in 2023 by the Imstockzy YouTube channel. Covered in moss, missing its roof, and harboring a rusted-out chassis, the Coupe looked more like nature's experiment than an automotive icon. The car's last registration dated back to the disco era, and it had only 31,000 miles on the odometer. Its owner, a reclusive man with a penchant for classic cars, passed away without ever restoring the Jaguar. Yet, despite the decay, the engine still held clean oil, giving enthusiasts hope for resurrection. Auctioned by Bonhams in 2024 for $45,000, this E-Type now rests in the hands of a restorer. And if beauty can survive neglect, this one might just return to the road once more, an aging legend granted a second life. Number 14. Bentley Continental. When a car designed for royalty ends up abandoned in a desert wasteland, it becomes more than just a mystery. It becomes a symbol of opulence undone by desperation. Let's look at this Bentley Continental left to bake under the relentless Middle Eastern sun. Introduced in 2003, the Bentley Continental was more than a car. It was a statement. Powered by a monstrous 6.0-liter W12 engine producing 552 horsepower, this grand tourer was built for high-speed elegance, effortlessly cruising at nearly 200 miles per hour. Its interior, a lavish blend of hand-stitched leather and polished wood veneer, screamed wealth. Valued at around $100,000 today, it was meant to glide through Europe, not decay in the sand. But in 2015, a striking blue Continental was found abandoned in Sharjah, just outside Dubai. Its once shimmering paint dulled, its tires deflated, and its interior scorched, the car told a silent story of financial collapse. Its owner, an expatriate facing crushing debt and the threat of imprisonment under the UAE's strict financial laws, made a final drive to the airport, then vanished, leaving the Bentley behind as collateral to his vanished life. In 2016, local authorities auctioned it off for just $30,000. Despite the damage from searing desert heat, a collector saw past the grime and restored it, reviving the fallen king of the dunes. Number 13. Ferrari Enzo. When the name Ferrari is mentioned, images of high-octane luxury and untamed speed come to mind, but few stories capture the tragic fall of such a masterpiece as the Ferrari Enzo found abandoned in the heart of Dubai. This is the tale of a supercar left to deteriorate in a police impound, a victim of financial collapse and legal strife. This piece of beauty made its debut in 2002 as a tribute to Ferrari's founder. The Enzo was engineered to perfection with a carbon fiber body and futuristic design. The Enzo was one of only 399 units produced, making it an automotive icon valued at $3 million today. However, in 2012, this rare beauty found itself trapped in Dubai's legal system, seized by police after its British owner, drowning in debt, abandoned it at Dubai International Airport. Unable to meet the lavish payments required for such a car, he vanished, leaving the Enzo to fade in the relentless desert heat. Sitting among other luxury vehicles abandoned by expatriates facing financial ruin, the car's pristine mechanics began to suffer. By law in Dubai, impounded vehicles are auctioned if unclaimed for 6 months. But this one wasn't auctioned because of the ongoing investigation tied to it. And just when you think the sight of a $3 million Ferrari gathering dust is shocking, along comes a beast even more extreme, left to decay in silence behind the walls of a dockyard. Number 12. Bugatti Veyron 16.4. When it comes to supercars left for dead, few stories are as jaw-dropping as that of a $1 million Bugatti Veyron 16.4, a hypercar once hailed as the fastest production vehicle on Earth. Very few cars match the sheer engineering insanity of the Bugatti Veyron. This abandoned beast stands out not just for its speed, but for how it vanished into the desert shadows of Dubai, lost in the aftermath of high-stakes fraud. Released in 2008 and limited to just 450 units globally, the Veyron was a mechanical masterpiece. Its monstrous 8.0-liter quad-turbocharged W16 engine unleashed 1,001 horsepower, hurtling the car to a record-setting top speed of 253 miles per hour. At the time, it carried a $1.5 million price tag, and every cent was justified. But in 2013, Dubai port authorities uncovered this Veyron collecting dust in a Jebel Ali dockyard. Its wine-red exterior was coated in sand, its tires cracked, and its once luxurious leather interior faded. It had been abandoned since 2011, when its owner, a wealthy financier, was accused of embezzlement and vanished without a trace. With just 8,000 miles on the odometer, the car's core components had survived. In 2020, Bugatti acquired the vehicle and inducted it into their elite La Maison Pourcent restoration program. After 4 months of painstaking work, the Veyron was reborn, restored to showroom perfection, and ready once more to roar past 250 miles per hour, proving that even legends lost in scandal can rise again. Number 11. Dodge Charger Daytona. A barn in Alabama became the unlikely stage for a legendary muscle car's second chance at glory. Hidden away for decades, this 1969 Dodge Charger Daytona, one of only 503 units ever built, reveals the incredible journey of a NASCAR champion left to rust in obscurity. The Charger Daytona was designed to dominate the racetrack and to break the 200-mile-per-hour barrier, aided by its distinctive aerodynamic nose and towering rear spoiler. The car's heritage as a NASCAR titan elevated its reputation, but by 1985, it was parked in an Alabama barn by a reclusive mechanic facing financial struggles. With Hemi orange paint dulled by dust and untouched for over 3 decades, the car was preserved in remarkable condition, its original decals and pristine undercarriage offering a glimpse of its former glory. In 2017, during a farmer's estate sale, the Charger Daytona was rediscovered, and its significance sparked excitement among collectors. It was auctioned in 2018 at Mecum for $150,000, a price lower than its true value, considering the rarity and condition of the car. A collector with a passion for restoration took the muscle car under their wing, reviving its iconic roar and ensuring the Daytona's legacy would live on. Number 10. Cadillac 62. Whaletail. A hidden gem of American automotive history, the 1971 Cadillac 62 Whaletail represents the height of luxury and excess, forgotten in the shadow of time, but rediscovered to reclaim its rightful place in the spotlight. This iconic convertible, with its unmistakable tail fins, is proof of Cadillac's devotion to grandeur, both in design and engineering. The Whaletail was made for effortless cruising with its massive frame and opulent interior, designed for supreme comfort, making it the ultimate symbol of post-war American automotive excess. But by 1983, the car was abandoned in a Sacramento warehouse, its cotillion red finish hidden under layers of dust and grime, left behind by a collector who fell victim to economic misfortune. The car's fate seemed sealed until urban explorers uncovered it in 2020. Despite decades of neglect, with faded upholstery and a patina of time, the Cadillac's original chrome and structural integrity stood strong. In 2021, during a property foreclosure auction, the 62 was sold for just $35,000. A restorer soon took it under their care, bringing back the car's open-top elegance and chrome-plated charm. Number 9. Aston Martin DB4. Tucked away in a decaying British barn for over 4 decades, this is one of the most distinguished hidden gems on the list. A 1960 Aston Martin DB4, uncovered in near-forgotten splendor. While other cars we've mentioned shock with their exotic rarity or bizarre abandonment stories, the DB4 stands out as a quiet icon, a gentleman's grand tourer left behind by time, yet remarkably preserved through decades of silence and solitude. Just 1,110 units were ever produced, and today, one in good condition commands a value north of $300,000. This particular specimen, finished in British racing green, was found in 2019 by a farmer in Gloucestershire. The vehicle had been sitting untouched since 1975, stored by its former owner, a retired diplomat, who fell ill and never returned for his beloved coupe. Despite years of exposure to damp air and the slow crawl of rust, the DB4's structure remained intact, its interior remarkably well preserved beneath layers of dust and cobwebs. The discovery sent waves through the collector community and culminated in a Bonhams auction in 2020, where it sold for $220,000. From the quiet stillness of an English barn to the scorching chaos of the Dubai desert, our next stop trades in tweed and tea for fire and fury. The Aston Martin DB4 may have aged with grace, but the next machine? It was built to defy time, space, and gravity, only to end up parked in purgatory, gathering dust beneath a sun that shows no mercy. Number 8. Lamborghini Aventador LP 704. When it comes to high-performance beasts abandoned in places they were never meant to rest, few images are more haunting than a Lamborghini. Aventador LP 704 left to bake under the relentless Dubai sun. We've uncovered barn finds, buried Ferraris, and forgotten legends. But now, we hit the gas with a 691 horsepower monster that was forsaken in a city built on speed. One of only 4,099 produced, the 2014 Aventador was Lamborghini's V12 flagship, a carbon fiber bullet capable of blasting from 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds, topping out at 217 miles per hour. But in 2017, this particular specimen was quietly abandoned by its owner, a wealthy expatriate caught up in an international smuggling scandal who vanished without a trace. By the time Dubai authorities impounded the car in 2019, it had gathered more sand than street miles. Despite the dusty exterior, 19,000 miles hadn't dulled its sharp lines or its ceramic brakes. Scissor doors still lifted with flair, though the interior showed wear. Faded upholstery and scuffed alloys told a tale of heat, haste, and neglect. Auctioned in 2020 by Dubai's 7 Concourse, the once-forgotten Aventador stirred global bidding wars before landing with a private collector eager to resurrect its road-shredding roar. Number 7. McLaren F1. This is nothing short of a holy grail moment in the world of automotive discoveries. This is the discovery of something truly extraordinary, a McLaren F1, the crown jewel of 1990s hypercar engineering, found gathering dust in a forgotten Spanish warehouse. Only 106 McLaren F1s were ever built, and each one was a masterpiece of speed and innovation. Powered by a 6.1-liter BMW V12 engine cranking out 627 horsepower, the F1 once held the title of world's fastest production car, reaching a staggering 240 miles per hour. Valued today at over $20 million, it's not just rare, it's sacred. This particular 1995 model was discovered during a 2015 police raid in Malaga. Concealed in a warehouse since 2008, after its wealthy owner's real estate empire went belly up during the global financial crisis. Despite the neglect, its central driving position, gold-lined engine bay, and carbon fiber body remained remarkably intact. The navy blue paint had dulled, and the tires were cracked, but beneath the surface was a sleeping legend. In 2016, the car sold for $15.6 million through RM Sotheby's, setting off a bidding war among collectors. Once restored, it returned not to the racetrack, but to the elite concours world, where its presence alone stops conversations. Number 6. Bullet Mustang Mach 1. Few discoveries blur the line between automotive legend and Hollywood history quite like this one. The 1969 Ford Mustang Mach 1, one of the original hero cars used in Bullet, the film that redefined car chases and solidified Steve McQueen's status as the king of cool. For decades, this Highland green muscle icon was presumed gone, until it emerged from the weeds of rural Oklahoma like a ghost from the silver screen. Underneath layers of dust and time sat a genuine piece of movie history. After filming Wrapped, it was quietly sold, passed through a few hands, and eventually stashed in a field by a reclusive collector reportedly avoiding the IRS. When a Tulsa farmer uncovered the car during a 2016 land auction, the signs of authenticity were unmistakable. Original roll bars, reinforced shock towers, and unmistakable bodywork tweaks made for the camera. Despite cracked glass and rusted fenders, collectors were electrified. In 2017, the Mustang roared back into the spotlight at a Mecum auction, commanding an eye-watering $2.8 million. Today, it's preserved in a museum. Number 5. Shelby Daytona Coupe. This car represents pure, unfiltered racing ambition, and it was built to do one thing: beat Ferrari at their own game. The 1965 Shelby Daytona Coupe, a machine designed by Carroll Shelby and only 6 in existence, this American racing masterpiece is the kind of barn find that shifts the entire automotive world on its axis. Beneath its sleek fiberglass curves lies a 289 cubic inch V8 engine pushing 385 horsepower, a setup engineered to dominate Europe's fastest circuits. With a top speed of 190 miles per hour, the Daytona wasn't just fast, it was revolutionary. In 2015, that revolution was rediscovered in the most unexpected place: a cluttered garage in Dallas, Texas. Hidden under decades of dust, boxes, and neglect, the car had been left untouched since 1970, when its owner, an enigmatic former racer, disappeared amid legal troubles. Despite its decades-long slumber, the Shelby's structure remained shockingly intact. Its original racing decals barely faded. Once word got out, collectors across the globe swarmed. At the 2016 RM Sotheby's auction, it fetched an astonishing $6.8 million, only slightly below its estimated $7.5 million value. Number 4. Porsche 993. In a lineup packed with million-dollar muscle and long-lost legends, this car earns its spotlight not with cinematic fame or Le Mans glory, but with engineering perfection frozen in time. The 1996 Porsche 911 Turbo, the final chapter in Porsche's iconic air-cooled legacy, was regarded by enthusiasts as the purest expression of the 911's original spirit. The 993 Turbo represents the bridge between classic design and modern performance, making it one of the most sought-after models in the brand's history. Yet despite its engineering pedigree, one of these rarities was discovered in an unlikely grave, buried deep in Japan. In 2021, hikers stumbled upon the Polar Silver Coupe, veiled in moss and pine needles, abandoned since 2005 by a disgraced financier on the run from embezzlement charges. Though its exterior bore the scars of time, rusted panels, cracked paint, and creeping vines, the drivetrain and interior remained impressively intact. The find quickly sparked global interest, leading to a 2022 Bonhams auction where it sold for $110,000. Today, that once-forgotten Porsche has been meticulously restored, roaring back to life as a mechanical testament to what air-cooled dreams were always meant to be. Number 3. Rolls-Royce Silver Cloud. When it comes to abandoned cars, that's scream. How did this even happen? This one is pure royalty turned relic. A Rolls-Royce Silver Cloud. 2. Left to rot, not in some forgotten garage or dusty warehouse, but on an island estate in the Caribbean, like a luxury shipwreck on dry land. Once the pinnacle of British motoring elegance, this 1962 masterpiece was a rolling declaration of prestige, the kind of vehicle meant to glide through royal estates, not wilt away on an abandoned island property. Only 2,417 units were ever built, and this particular one, finished in classic wine red, was once owned by a wealthy Bahamian tycoon. But when a corruption scandal forced the magnate to flee in 1988, the Silver Cloud was left behind, hidden within the grounds of a sprawling estate. When explorers stumbled upon the car in 2018, it was remarkably well preserved, despite decades of tropical humidity. The chrome trim still gleamed, but cracked wood veneers and moldy leather hinted at years of silent decay. It was uncovered during a property foreclosure and quickly caught the eye of collectors. In 2019, it sold at a Sotheby's auction for $75,000, well below its full value of $100,000, purchased by a restorer determined to return this aristocratic icon to its former grandeur. Number 2. Ferrari F50. An abandoned supercar in the middle of a jungle? That's the kind of wild discovery this list was made for. The Ferrari F50 found in Brazil wasn't just forgotten, it was swallowed by nature and scandal, a $3.5 million icon tangled in the ruins of a drug empire. This 1996 Ferrari F50 is one of only 349 ever made, and boasts a 4.7-liter V12 engine that roared to life with 513 horsepower, reaching speeds of 202 miles per hour. In its prime, it was a masterpiece, representing Ferrari's pinnacle of engineering. But by 2018, this very F50 was discovered near Sao Paulo, abandoned in the wake of a criminal empire's fall. The car had been left to deteriorate since 2010, when its owner, a notorious drug lord, watched his trafficking business crumble. The once brilliant Rosso Corsa red paint was now a faded memory, hidden beneath a blanket of vines. Despite the neglect, the Ferrari's carbon fiber chassis and iconic gated manual shifter remained intact, though mold had taken hold of the leather interior, and rust had begun to claim its brakes. In 2019, the car was auctioned for $2.8 million, sparking a frenzy of restoration efforts. Today, this Ferrari's 513 horsepower V12 is back, roaring louder than ever on the global concourse circuit. Number 1. Bugatti Type 22 Roadster. Of all the shocking car finds on this list, none are as haunting or as poetic as a $1 million Bugatti pulled from the bottom of a lake. Sunken, forgotten, and preserved beneath 173 feet of water for over 70 years. The 1925 Bugatti Type 22 Roadster is a piece of history, once lost to a surreal twist of fate, and now a testament to resilience and the passage of time. Originally crafted with a 2.0-liter four-cylinder engine and a lightweight chassis, the Type 22 showcased the early brilliance of Bugatti. Valued at over $370,000 today, it captured the spirit of a brand that would go on to dominate the world of performance cars. In 1934, the Roadster's fate took a strange turn when it was wagered by Grand Prix driver René Dreyfus in a Parisian poker game and lost to a Swiss playboy. Unable to pay the required import duties at the border, the car was abandoned, and in a bizarre move, customs officials rolled it into the lake where it sank 173 feet below the surface. For decades, the Bugatti lay dormant until it was rediscovered in 1967 by a local diving club. In 2009, the car was finally brought to the surface in front of over 1,000 spectators. Now housed at the Mullen Automotive Museum in Oxnard, California, it remains unrestored. Imagine diving to uncover this sunken gem. Would you restore its former glory or preserve its story? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.